tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those. Who's gonna tell him that the job might be one of those black jobs?
I'm here to do my black job. I'm here to do my black job.
Those black jobs. One of those. Who's gonna tell him that the job might be one of those black jobs?
Attorney General.
Might be one of those black jobs.
Vice President.
Might be one of those black jobs. Might be one of those. Who's gonna tell him that the job might be one of those black jobs?
Attorney General.
Might be one of those black jobs.
Podcaster.
Might be one of those.
Podcaster.
He over here making a remix. He over here. He over adding stuff to the
Yeah.
song.
Oh, you add in the bombs and well, hey, what's up, y'all? You know, welcome. Can we bring the claps in?
Yeah.
For the.
He got in his producer bag.
Hey,
for a
what's up?
second.
What's up? What's up? What's up? I feel like the sound effects are really loud in my headphones. I don't know. My name is Yasiri X. I am co-founder and CEO of One Hood Media, and this is. Now you turn my mic down. That's weird.
I was turning your headphones down.
This is This Week in White Supremacy. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, what, you have something to add? Hopefully you've enjoyed us in the past, but if this is your first time, welcome. This Week in White Supremacy. We got jokes, we have insight, analysis, and above all, we have
The A mic.
It's a miracle.
the hardest working woman in politics,
It's
Miracle
a
Jones.
miracle.
What's going on, Miracle? Oh yeah, you gotta do it twice. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it twice every time, but just
First of all,
because it
you're
takes too
gonna
long to queue up. but-
Maybe, or you
Oh.
know, you just re-edit it
Oh.
with two of them back to back with less space in between the two of them, and then it makes it easy.
Well, these are preloaded
She said-
sounds.
she said that's a black job.
You
Well,
have
I
to
feel
talk
like
to Road. You have to
that's
talk
a-
to the
I
company.
feel like
That's a
if you
black job.
download the MP3,
Ooh.
edit it
Come
together,
on,
and
come
make
on.
a new one,
Come on.
then you have one sound.
You could
That sounds
put
like
them
you can do it
together.
yourself.
Yeah.
I
Since you
feel
know-
like
since you have the know-how.
don't want to do your black job,
Wow. Yeah.
and now you want to fight with me.
That's not. You know, I had a whole bunch of nice things to say coming into the show, but now fuck it.
Oh.
Oh, please.
Oh, wow.
No, I did. I had a whole.
Oh,
yeah.
please.
And I had
a litany? You had a litany of
I had a
compliments?
litany, yes, and I had a message from you. I had a message for you
From who?
Oh, wow.
from a friend of mine who's
What friends?
See,
No, you're gonna tell me now.
I'm not saying shit.
Don't
We
make
did get a
Don't make me do Mugshot Miracle.
we did
You
get
just
a
listen.
blackmail directed towards
You just listen. Don't make me bust out windows.
They
and
were not.
lions,
Come on
tigers,
now.
and bears.
we
Come
did
on now.
wait, we did get
Too
a
soon.
we're not gonna
soon.
get into it. We did get a blackmail that was like
My bad. I really wasn't going there. I was thinking about the song.
the headline was clueless commentary
First of okay, we can start there. Who is
from
it?
This Week in White Supremacy. No, we're not gonna get into it.
No, we can start there. We can start.
no.
We can start off being violent
No,
at the beginning.
we're not
No,
gonna start there, but it was
because
just
I'm in
a
therapy
funny
and I'm bettering myself.
Okay, got you.
Can we just
Yeah.
take a second and realize I said Farouk had a black job, and none
Oh,
of
wow.
y'all
Yeah.
gave me props for recognizing
True.
his blackness and not
Oh,
bullying
wow.
him for the last
I mean,
3
honestly,
weeks.
it should be normal. I don't think. we
Okay,
should
well
always
now
give you-
Trouble.
Oh, wow. Come on.
Trouble.
So who are you, sir? Trouble? Who are you,
I am
sir?
Trouble nonetheless. Never like supremacy.
Yes.
Next level shaman. You already know.
Great to have you here. Okay.
You sound like RFK.
Got a little RFK. little RFK in my throat. Pause.
Whoa!
Did I say pause?
Whoa! Yeah, but still,
Still it doesn't matter to you? And who are you, sir?
seriously agitated, irritated, and disgruntled.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Agitated.
And that stands for?
Supreme Asiatic Intelligently Divine. Saeed.
Yes.
Full-time supervillain, part-time hater.
And are you
Yes.
upset
Always.
because somebody who you thought was standing on business
Jesus Christ, man.
decided to take several seats in the back? Can we say rest in peace
Kennedy Jr.
to the greatest
You don't have to believe the lies.
campaign song?
Take sides.
Oh, we don't have to take sides? Oh, you took sides.
Yeah.
He took a whole
President of the
seat.
United States.
He removed
Bobby
himself.
standing on business.
Oh, were you?
Helps
Were
the
you?
community.
He's sitting down on business.
Sit down on Trump's business. What does Boosie do now?
Makes toxically masculine comments and anti-LGBTQI
But
stance.
I'm wondering
This is
now,
such a
do they
good song,
do they have to do a remix now? You know what I'm saying?
He
Sitting
wasn't
on business?
standing on business.
Sitting on Trump's business?
Oh,
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Man.
Isn't that what he's doing?
Gives a whole new meaning to Orange Theory.
For those that don't, for those that do not know,
That's why his voiceover has me.
oh shit.
oh wow, did he get full throttle support? His full throated support to Donald Trump.
My name is Robert F.
Kennedy. It's hard to talk when you have Trump's full throated support in your mouth.
And my larynx is bruised. Jesus Christ.
So, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
And I would have thought I would be the one to get us canceled, but it's not me at all. It's not. And
as I was trying to say, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Suspended his campaign.
Yeah.
And threw his support behind Donald Trump.
Dutty.
Wow. And he spoke. I guess
Jesus
now
Christ.
he's part of Donald Trump's transition team. And he, at least he was honest. He was like, yeah, I tried to call Kamala. She ain't respond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was very similar like Ice Cube. Remember? Like, I tried to talk to the other side. Come on now. We know what it is. And so a lot of questions. And, RFK's campaign wasn't the most well run. It was a lot of...
Yeah, it was like the fast food of campaigns.
I mean, it was...
He was like the McDonald's ice cream machine of all presidential campaigns.
But he was kind of this other pick, right? It was almost like if you don't want to be like outwardly racist and just vote for Trump, you could vote for RFK and appear to be edgy. Remember all these podcasters coming out and saying they're supporting RFK Jr.
Yeah.
I'd be interested
I'm sure
in
they were
what...
like paid to say that.
I mean, to me, I'm interested in what these people that supported him or stood by him feel like now, because he's also saying he's keeping his name on, particularly in battleground states, to try to help Donald Trump, or I don't know what that would mean. He also said, like, if it was a fair election, he feels like he would have won. I don't know. What does this mean, Miracle?
The look of disgust.
What does this mean now that RFK Jr. has thrown his
Absolutely nothing, because he was
gravelly
getting-
voice behind, or in front of maybe, Donald Trump?
It means nothing, because he essentially lost the court battle because he claimed to be a resident of New York State.
Yes.
And they said he was not a resident there. I think he may be a resident of California or somewhere else. And so therefore, like Cornel West, a lot of his ballot applications are therefore incorrect. And courts were saying you cannot be on our ballot.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily that he willingly suspended his campaign.
Okay.
It's that he's just not on enough states' ballots to make an impact. There were some places where he was neck and neck with Trump, and some places he... That's not the same. No, neck and neck. No, that's not.
Again, this guy is
Giving
juvenile.
neck and neck is not the same thing.
Neck and neck. I mean, it would be different if we said, RFK Jr. is no longer standing on business. He's on his knees
Backing
for
up
Donald
and-
Trump.
Full-throated support.
Giving his
Listen.
full-throated support
Oh my God.
on both
Be
knees.
that as it may, this has been the worst election of modern history because
Oh my God, yes.
the Democrats did not have a primary.
Yes.
And because we did not have an actual competitive primary,
Correct.
the worst people imaginable
Yes.
felt it was like their duty and responsibility to give people an option. And I just, between what's going on here, what's going on in France, what's going on in Venezuela, I don't know what is going on in the world anymore.
Yes.
But at some point, people are just going to have to
I mean, we really seem like
deserve better.
Oh, wait. It says that he said, I'm not terminating my campaign. I'm simply suspending it and not ending it. I encourage you to vote for me. But he said he was removing his name from the ballot in 10 battleground states so as not to be a
Because
spoiler.
he doesn't qualify to make the ballot.
Oh, okay,
I hate when
okay.
people just can't be like, we made a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, Pennsylvania is one of the toughest places to get on for the presidential ballot
Yes.
because of the way the rules are. Nobody, especially for third-party candidates, because your people who are on your ballot can't have participated in the primary before. It's chaotic and confusing.
Yes.
And instead of just being like, we messed up, we didn't do it right, it's just like you have this big old production and you're just like wasting people's times. He didn't willingly remove himself.
Yes.
He didn't meet the qualifications. In some places, like New York.
Yeah.
I think he got kicked off here in Pennsylvania a couple of days ago. So he did not just willingly say, I'm going to take myself off.
But that's what he's trying to make it seem
Yes.
like. You were saying something, Farouk?
No, I forget now.
Okay, so
Oh no, I remember what I was gonna say. We seen like this campaign with RFK, Trump, and Biden, and you just seen like this gauntlet of old, out of touch white men,
Yes.
all stumbling over themselves for nothing.
okay,
Like, yeah, I mean they've just been the worst version of themselves at every opportunity and showcasing it for the entire world to see.
Just like, what made you think that in order to win an election, you just need to do push-ups topless? Like, I just
Wait,
don't.
RFK did that?
Yes,
Oh,
he
I
had a
missed that.
whole like workout. And I think it was
Is
like
he at least in
blue
good
jean
shape?
pants or something, and it was weird. But again, when you have a hole in your brain
I'm about to
from
say
worms,
the brain
Yes.
worms, man.
it's just not all coming together.
and RFK has had right. I mean, we heard about the worms
And the
you know,
sexual assault and all
right.
type of stuff.
He had right. You know, he says he's in great physical health, but you know, a worm ate part of his brain. And I guess it's there or decomposed in his brain and died. That was weird. It said in July in a Vanity Fair article, alleged that RFK sexually assaulted a former family babysitter. In a response, he said that he had, quote, so many skeletons in his closet, he wished they could vote.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ. He didn't confirming nor denying.
The same article featured a photo of Kennedy smiling and pretending to take a bite out of what appeared to be a barbecued dog carcass.
Jesus Christ. Putting the dead bear at Central Park.
Right.
That he said he was going to eat, but he decided it'd be a better idea to drop it off at Central Park as a joke.
There was one of his daughters said that at one time they were like found a whale or a shark on the beach, and he like chainsawed the shark's head off and drove it to their house. Yeah, I mean, it says he said he promised transparency on social media, but said he won't take sides on 9/11 if elected president. Again,
What does that even mean?
I don't even know.
Is that
what it
all
means.
buildings matter? Is that what he's saying?
Again, I mean, he had a lot of very weird moments, and he wasn't really, like you said, he wasn't a serious candidate. It was a question of whether he would mess it up for Trump. And now that Trump is behind, right? And they're saying, you know, Kamala obviously has the bump because of the DNC, although Beyonce didn't show up.
No, she didn't.
But it was kind of, that's the way to make everybody watch. You know, Beyonce might show up, then everybody tuned
Right.
in, you know what I'm saying? And then you just got, you know, Kamala, but she got a boost. She's leading in all of these battleground states. She's like tied or even leading in some of these states that are traditionally red states. So, I mean, here's Trump. I mean, he has to do something. Could it be, Miracle? Could this be the person that eventually replaces JD Vance?
No,
Oh, you think JD Vance is going to stay there?
I don't think RFK
I think he's just
meets
going to
their
bumble his way.
qualifications
Oh, what's that?
because he is not a Republican.
Oh,
so you need
okay,
to be
got
a
you.
Republican.
Got you,
To
got you.
be on the Republican ticket.
Okay, got
He
you.
is
Got
on
you.
some independent.
And he's still saying he's technically running, so I guess he can't be running and also be a.
I think people like attention, right? And this is going to be
Yes.
disrespectful. It's not intended that
More
way.
disrespectful than he's on both knees giving full-throated support to Donald
Your
Trump.
family is the Kennedys. Your last name is Kennedy.
Yes.
You basically have been living off your family's fame.
Yes.
You really contribute nothing to society. And here you are able to quote unquote run for president, being this edgy, tell it like it is person. And
Yes.
all of a sudden, all the attention your cousins and sisters and other people of your family has always received, all of a sudden you get that attention now.
Yes.
You're probably not, for the first time in your life, going to willingly give that up.
Yes.
And so I think this is more of like ego and attention setting and attention getting than it is him just going to be like, I'm doing the best I can for America.
Yes.
Like, when was he on podcasts before this? When was he on TV shows before this? When was he on magazines and doing photo shoots before this?
Right.
So, like, anything he can do. Like he said, I pitched Kamala, I pitched this one. That means you don't have a moral center.
No.
That means you're basically going to go wherever's going to give you fame and attention and
Absolutely.
money.
Or up cabinet position, and then maybe he runs for something else.
And it's just like, stop it.
It said his family, his sister, blasted him for the endorsement of President Trump, saying that it was an inexplicable effort to set fire to their father's memory. So all of his family are supporters of the Democrats.
And they all sound the same.
Yes.
They all have the same gravelly drawl.
Is that a trait? Is that a...
I wonder if it's a
because,
genetic thing.
JFK and RFK, the originals, were great orators. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
they were, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
their throat game was...
Please stop.
Trouble.
I
Did
thought
you
you
have
were about
any...
to say something disrespectful.
You have any... I'm not going to talk about... I mean, that's disrespectful.
No,
like,
I really thought you were about to
playing
say their
gunshots
throat
when I
game
say
was better than
RFK
their head
and
game.
JFK.
And so I was
I don't even think about that.
Did you hear what she said?
No, what'd she say?
Their
That's what-
throat game was better than their head game.
No. I said I thought you were going to say that.
Miracle Jones.
No. I literally said I thought that's what you... No. I literally said that.
Will the title of this episode be Throat Game?
Stop. You know what? This is why I don't.
Or will it be called
You know,
Kneeling
that's why
on
I only
Business?
show up so I don't get fined.
The remix.
I'm only here so I don't get fined.
That's why I'm kneeling on business.
God. Oh my God.
This is also why you'll
Yo,
never
we
see
went-
any of
we
us
went
running
from,
for
like-
office.
We need an NC-17 rating on this shit.
It's
Kneeling
why I
on
fully
business is
understand. I fully understand all the hate mail we get now. I get it. I get
Yes,
it now.
yes.
Fully understand,
And
full throat of support.
Yes.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Whenever we decide to have a serious episode,
Yes.
it always just veers.
It does. It does. It does.
It-
We're incapable of being serious. That's why.
Nah,
We are.
We did all this prep.
We are.
Talking about the state of the world.
Okay, well, we do have...
Elections.
We do have serious things to talk about.
We have serious. Well, the most serious thing right now that is in the news is whether or not the debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump is going to take place.
Yeah.
Right now, they're like they decided, right? Both of them came out and said September 10th on ABC they were going to be debating.
What if they just had like Beyblades and they just they just faced off like that?
I mean,
That might be more entertaining.
I don't know. I mean, Trump, I guess, is suggesting now that he might skip the debate.
He was.
You know what I'm saying?
He's been using the same played rhetoric, like,
Of
"Oh,
course.
she's dumb. I'm not going to debate her." It's like, bro, like, no one's buying that. Like,
Right.
nobody is buying that sort.
Right.
Like, he even phoned into Fox News while she was speaking at the DNC. They said he was on True Social and he tweeted or he. Truth. What do they call it? What are they posting?
I don't know what they're
He
posting.
posted 47 times in an hour while she was speaking
Yes.
at the DNC.
Yes.
Just like hate watching. And I guess he phoned to Fox News and had an absolute meltdown and they kicked
Yes.
him off the show.
Yeah, he was like, he kept hitting the phones on the button.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
is your face, like, are you still putting your face on the phone? Like, you don't got AirPods, my nigga? Like, you don't have
Speaking like an
a
animal.
headset? Yeah, are you, come on, you don't have a speaker? Like, what is going
Yeah.
on? So, yeah, he definitely, but he has meltdowns when he is the one under attack. Like, it's all good when he comes up with crazy Kamala or whatever name that he's coming up with.
Yeah.
And then he's dissing everybody. But when Michelle and Barack empty the clip, now
I
you
thought
have
it
an
was
issue.
it's so played that he's still doing Barack Hussein.
Yes.
Like we know the nigga's name, bro.
Yes.
Like he was president for 8 years. Everybody knows his name.
And that's part of the feeling that at this point, it's almost like a record that you've heard so many times
Yep.
before that you start to not like it anymore. It's
Yeah,
kind of
oh,
like,
without-
okay,
yeah.
Trump, like, it was cool in 2016, and it was new in 2016.
Yeah.
In 2020, it was like, okay, where the same thing is sort of working.
But we're 8
Now it's
years
like,
removed from
yeah,
that
it's like,
shit.
come
It's
on, bro.
What else do you got, my nigga?
Trump's called ABC the single worst network for unfairness, really should be shut out. He later suggested the debate might not happen, offering it as an aside. He said, quote, if there's a debate, you know what I'm saying? And then he's saying, why do I do the debate against Kamala Harris on that network? Do you all see a potential maybe final hour where Trump pulls out of this debate. Again, it's like on one hand you're saying she's low IQ, she's dumb, she's stupid. Like, and so if she is low IQ and dumb and stupid and you have all the ideas, why would it matter where you debate her if you're so great and powerful? But do you all see the possibility that Trump doesn't debate?
I mean, I think it's interesting because he's apparently fallen out of favor with Fox News. Like, they're even like less inclined to post things, and he was upset that they were posting that Kamala's up 7 points in the polls, and they're just reporting news at this point. And it's crazy that you will call ABC this unbalanced place when you have Fox News, which is literally the Mecca for people who hate Mecca, and it's just like, you're welcome. Wait a second, I gotta
the Mecca for people that hate Mecca. We got the lines today.
Yeah,
huh?
we got I'm on fire, but like but then. And now they don't like you.
Yes.
So you really, where are you? What are you going to do? Like, where are you going to turn?
Well, remember, he said he wanted it on Fox News. He said he wanted it in front of a live studio or like a stadium full of people.
Right.
So
but that's what
MAGA
you don't
folks
want.
can get rowdy. Well, that's what he wants. And now there's a question of like if the microphones, like his campaign wants the microphones muted.
It's like Milli Vanilli
During the time between they talk, and the Harris campaign doesn't want the microphones muted because they want to catch Trump when he whispers under his breath.
Yeah.
This be, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because Trump is probably going to say something.
He's going to pop off. Yeah.
Yes. So the Harris campaign said, but Trump said, doesn't matter to me. I'd rather have it probably on. But his folks don't want it on. The Harris campaign senior advisor said, our understanding is that Trump's handlers prefer the muted microphone because they don't think their candidate could act presidential for 90 minutes on his own. Miracle, is this debate we're planning a debate watch party. Is this debate going to happen?
I think they're contractually obligated for it to happen.
Oh,
but this has been like the wildest.
But this is Donald Trump. I mean, like, he has broken contracts. He's sued by everybody. He doesn't really care.
This has been like the wildest election season. I don't know if this debate is going to happen.
Yes.
I do think it will be a defining debate, not only because of the two candidates going back and forth, but also because I believe it's going to be held in Philly.
Yes,
for the
it's
debate.
going to be in Philly.
Okay,
yes,
and people are already organizing to disrupt the election. Based off of what's going on abroad. So there's going to be people possibly disrupting these debates. You're going to,
but there's going to be no audience inside though. So they will be outside.
Correct. There's also this idea that nobody's going to know what the questions are, which traditionally is how you do a debate, but these questions may be intentionally designed to trip up both of these candidates because both of them are seemingly unpopular against the other circles. So people are going to be looking at this debate as to, do we invest in these candidates? Are we getting involved?
Yes.
Because remember the last time somebody had a bad debate, we got a new candidate.
Was summarily buried outside of the White House garden.
There has been an argument that because Kamala didn't go through the primary process, this is her debate to win. Like, this is a must win for her to prove that she's presidential, to prove that she's worthy, that prove that she's good on the debate stage again.
But is there really any doubt that she would be good on the debate stage?
I think so, because she has gone against people. They think about it like, you haven't gone against Trump when Hillary was going against him, right? He was like walking around her, standing behind her, and she could tell that she was easily, flustered, and he really was like off-putting. And so people use that to be like, oh, see, she can't, take on people, in other countries if she's going to be put off a little bit by Trump. So I think seeing them on the stage together is going to give people, that look at both the candidates and be, okay, maybe there is some contrast there, and how they act and how they behave and how they engage. But it's also going to be interesting what Trump is going to bring up, because allegedly he's been practicing with Tulsi
Gabbard.
Yeah.
Former Democrat. She ran as a Democrat for president, and she had a back and forth that kind of went viral where she called out, Kamala Harris on her prosecutorial record. So that's who he's been practicing with.
And so there's this idea that he is going to try to bring up her blackness to her face, question her blackness to her face, question, how she has engaged with black people all up and through her career. And you got to be very honest. To get to the level of presidency or level of senator, for most people, they do have to disregard poor black and working class people. They do have to show that they're going to be able to play the game. They're going to be able, to go along with the party and not change things too much. So of course there are going to be instances where people have failed or harmed folks. So it's going to be very interesting because this may be like the first time like you have to question like your past steps like on a stage in front of millions of people, but also defend your record. And people did say like Kamala has been leaning into her copness for the past like month and a half. If you saw her State of the Union, it was very like prosecutor,
we have the most lethal military. She talked about the lethalness of the military a little bit too much for me. It's like, all right, kind of, come on.
This is like, girl.
It would be interesting. I wish I could like advise the debate. So like, because like, if you bring up my blackness, can I bring up your orangeness? Can I say like, you got more makeup on than me? Look at your face, man. Your face isn't that color.
Yeah, I mean, what if if he pops off and says something about like, oh, your blackness or your record and like this, and she was like, I prosecuted you for rape. You know what I mean? I would like, you know what I mean? If you're lucky, I wasn't prosecuting you when you was on your rape charge.
Right. Or again, like you're a convicted felon.
Right. Yeah.
So obviously you would have a problem with a prosecutor
on your neck, nigga.
because you're a convicted felon.
What if she said that on stage? I'm on your neck, nigga.
I mean, she's not going to say that, but she could say like, "Orange man, please." Like if you bring up my blackness, I'm going directly to the orange jokes. Like,
absolutely,
bro, you have orange makeup that you wear every day. That's not even your real skin. What are you talking about? When are you going to take your orange makeup off? How about we do that right now?
Is orange the new black Donald? Is orange the new black Donald?
How about we both get some makeup wipes right now and do a wipe test? Can we do that? You know what I'm saying?
I'd come for his family's immigration status, honestly.
Oh, that's a good one as well.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro, you sitting here talking about people taking black jobs and to build a wall, but it's like, would that wall have gotten you here?
Yes. And again, like to me, and it was just mentioned. I guess Plies was saying it was either you vote for the AKA or the KKK.
Yeah.
And I mean that's Donald Trump's grandfather. I mean he has a history. So it will be interesting if she the thing is like, is she going to lean into that? Probably not. She probably is going to lean more into the copness, into like the military. Is interesting. Trump said this. He said, we agreed to the same rules and specifications. I think that's probably what it should be, but they're trying to change it. This was what Trump told reporters. He said the truth is they're trying to get out of it because she doesn't want to debate. She's not a good debater. So again, here's Donald Trump saying it's hard if you say she's not dumb, she's low IQ, she's not a good debater, and then you back out. It looks kind of crazy.
It does.
It does. And I think her debate moment was actually when she came for Biden.
Yes.
For his busing and segregationist policy.
Yes.
So she's had some good debate practice in the past. When it comes to her blackness, I forgot who it was. I think it was D.L. Hughley who was like, he can say she's black, but she's black enough to be discriminated against him for housing.
Yes.
Because he had a history of discriminating against black people.
Absolutely.
And not selling to black people to live in his housing developments. But I do think that it's very weird watching Republicans lean into cultural organizing in a way that I don't think we had prepared for. Because they are no longer making these policy arguments. They're leaning into cultural issues.
Yeah.
And while you kind of see Republicans trying to go into this like Americana nostalgia way that's very weird and offsetting to a lot of us, Republicans are now talking about black women, black men, black jobs. Black people.
Like she didn't marry a black man. Like she didn't even choose a black man as a husband. So how can she stand for the black community? You know?
It's very weird to watch all of those conversations. Meanwhile, the Democratic Party is like, look at these thousands of American flags we have at our,
Yeah.
at our convention.
It's a bizarro world for this.
It is weird. And also, I think, too, like, I think Kamala knows, and the reason she's probably leaning into that copness is because the Republicans' whole campaign is like the border is this
insecure, there's fentanyl, there's rapists, and everything.
People are coming over the border in droves, and what are they doing when they come over here?
They're raping and killing and selling drugs.
Yes, and then they're also taking black jobs, right? So his message to black people is like, so I think for her, she has to appear like she's like, oh no, I'm gonna protect the border. I'm a prosecutor. Like, I put away criminals. That's what I do. I've convicted criminals. It'll be interesting if she calls him a criminal to his face, and talks about it in that way.
She's gonna come up there on the debate, mugshot Mala. She gonna look at look at all these niggas I locked up.
Oh wow.
No, first of all.
That's your nickname?
Yeah, that's you, mugshot Miracle.
That's your. You trying to call
it right?
Mugshot Mala.
Do you see how?
Sir.
Do you see how Amanda just gives all of the women just the same nickname?
Oh shit.
Do you see how this?
You called yourself Mugshot Miracle.
You said this nigga got 47 good morning texts going out
at the same time.
Good morning.
Please, just 3.
Just no creativity.
Copy paste.
I mean, it is hard to have a progressive stance because, right, we as progressives say if you don't want migrants or a refugee crisis, you stop causing refugees and migrants.
I mean, that could help.
When you are destabilizing countries across the world, you're going to have migrants. And so seeing how allegedly, she's not able to critique Biden, she doesn't have this progressive policy to lean into. I mean, got to be, because I think it was Summer Lee who was talking about, we as progressives have the popular policies that people want to vote for.
Yes.
The quality of life issues, the policies that allow people to have homes, education, healthcare, food, and jobs. That is why people cling to the Democratic Party.
Yes.
But when you have someone who is trying to go to the center right, you're not going to lean on those issues, and then you're going to lose your base and possibly lose an election. For some reason, a lot of moderate Democrats are uncomfortable with running to the left.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we've seen that these policies, and even Republicans know that progressive policies impact and improve their lives because they reap the benefits. They can be as racist and bigoted as possible, but they know Obamacare is going to give them insurance.
Right.
They know student loan forgiveness is going to forgive their loans. Right. They know affordable housing is going to give them access to housing.
The infrastructure bill that a lot of these Republicans voted against, however, when the money came to improve these red states, they embraced it.
These construction jobs, union jobs. And so
which ironically are black and brown jobs.
Some cases, some places.
Go ahead. So I think it's just very interesting as we're watching, what is her policies and her platform going to be when it is
it's Joy Miracle. Her platform is joy.
I'm really mad about that because it's not like I had a TED talk about the revolutionary blackness of black joy and
Miracle.
Need of black joy.
They are watching you every day and taking notes.
It's just so many. I was like, you're stealing all the things that I love from me, and it makes me so angry.
We need a one-on-one with Miracle about the fact that they took all of the.
And it's kind of funny because a lot of my family members work for the Harris campaign or in the Harris videos, all type of stuff, and I'm over here no, because all the women in my family are AKAs.
Oh, okay.
Great, since the AKAs were a thing.
Yes.
And so I am on an island.
Yes.
I am on an
because you refuse to be an academic gangbanger.
I am on an island because I just think that we have to demand more of our politicians.
Well, obviously they're watching you on that island, Miracle.
Listen.
And they're so I did want to just take a real quick. There's a picture of Donald Trump that we're going to put on the screen right now. That is an unedited photo of Donald Trump. And I just want to say that this is a man that said he looked better.
Yo, this contract,
I just look at this picture. This is your king. But I did want to come to you, Trouble, and I want to ask this question, right? At this point, for voters of your age, like, does the debate matter? Like, are people going to are people watching the debate? People aren't watching the debate to decide who to vote for, right? It's really about, like, does Kamala do well? Does Trump do terrible? Like, again, I think the stakes are much higher for Kamala because of who she's going up against. And Trump told all these lies before. How does she hold him accountable to lying? Does she? Does she let him lie? But I mean, is your generation looking at this for who to vote for? Or is this just like TikTok moments that you can kind of laugh and joke with?
It's like entertainment at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because we have Trump who, like, even though I don't agree with him as a president or his policies or anything like that, he is a great entertainer.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then we have Kamala, who's someone we never really seen in this position before.
Right.
We know she's a prosecutor.
Yes.
We know what she's done in the courtrooms and stuff like that. And we're just trying to see, like, how will that measure against someone who's so entertaining and can give you, screen grabs and sound bites and stuff like that.
And I would say not just entertaining. It's like, you don't know. It reminds me of, like, if you remember the end, it's a movie called Seven. And at the end of Seven, at the end of Seven, where Morgan Freeman says to Brad Pitt, like, expect anything. Right. Like, if the sky opens up, like, bro, like, you don't. So with Trump, you have to expect anything. You don't know. He could walk off. He could roll up on you. You don't know. He's so unorthodox in terms of. So it's almost like hard to prepare. Like, how do you prepare for Donald Trump where you don't know what? But I mean, again, does Kamala say, like, you ain't the first felon I've been around? Like, I done put mad felons in jail. Like, is she going to talk like that? We will see. But we did mention Kamala's blackness. And apparently that blackness is not being questioned by Republicans, but is being cited as a reason that Kamala Harris cannot run for president.
This is such an egregious miscarriage of this case.
So the National Federation of Republican Assemblies has cited the 1857 Dred Scott Supreme Court decision, which stated that enslaved people weren't citizens, to argue that Vice President Kamala Harris is ineligible to run for president according to the Constitution.
God help us all. Just like, yo, Moses, get the boat. Bring the comments. Just like, yo,
this is a fire. It has to be fired. It's like,
just purge everything.
It
please.
says the constitutional qualifications. This is this Republican group for presidential eligibility. Did I say that right? States, no person except a natural born citizen shall be eligible, or a citizen of the United States at the time of adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible. So they're saying the Dred Scott case said that enslaved people were not citizens.
Correct.
Miracle, you are a lawyer. Will this stand?
Wasn't there an act that ratified that said that if you had alien born parents, but if you were born on American soil, you become an American citizen?
Alien? Is that?
That's the language they use. Alien born parents.
That's the language they use.
Yeah, in the Constitution, it's alien born parents.
If you are born in the United States of America
or any of its territories or jurisdictions.
You are a United States citizen. She was born in Oakland, California.
Yes.
She is an American citizen.
Yes.
The issue that they're trying to argue is that her parents are not citizens.
Okay.
And therefore she should not be able to be a citizen.
How come they don't say this about Ted Cruz?
Well, I don't have a color chart right now, but there's something on there. I can't place it.
Yes. Some strange reason.
But people forget, because they talked about Nikki and Vivek.
Yes, they did too. And they also called out Nikki and Vivek, saying they shouldn't be on Republican ballots. Go ahead, Miracle.
That people forget that Asian Americans were also not considered Americans until the Civil Rights Act.
Absolutely.
People are forgetting that the United States of America was like, you're not white, therefore you are not an American citizen. And so when we think about why so many immigrants in this country are wrapped up in white supremacy and cling to white supremacy. They literally had to sit there and say that they were white in order to have rights when they immigrated here, whether they were coming here to work on the railroads, or they were coming here to go to school, or they were coming here for jobs, or they were just coming here to live here. There were certain things they had to argue in order to gain entry into this country that has been passed down. The Dred Scott decision was like, if you are a descendant of an enslaved person, you will never be an American, and your descendants will never be an American.
Right.
And so given the fact that there's a possibility that Kamala's father, who is Jamaican, could be a descendant of an enslaved person, they're trying to say, A, her parents are immigrants, B, there's a possibility that she descended from an enslaved person, she can never be an American citizen, and therefore American president. This is also why I always tell people, anytime somebody wants to redefine what an American is, it will always strip Black people of our Americanness and our ability to be here, because people always go back to Dred Scott. And even if you want to say you're an American, you're Indigenous, unless you have a paper trail that proves that you were here before enslavement started, you are going to lose your humanity. You're going to lose your legal rights to move and to travel and to be here, and you're going to make yourself stateless. And so for a lot of Black people who have been ensnared with this anti-immigrant wave, you're also, I forget what someone said, people forget, when you support the destruction of another race, you're laying the foundation for the destruction of your own. We kind of forget that. We forget that, like, all of these bills are like a boomerang. It'll start with one person, but it comes back and harms us in the end.
It'd be a miracle if only there was a class
really
that discussed how race plays out in the legal system. If only there was maybe a theory that people could learn about.
Yeah.
If only.
That would inform them about decisions like Dred Scott and their effects on us today.
We're really missing out, man.
Too bad.
If only Derek Bell didn't sit there and say, I wonder why race is such a factor in our laws.
What's interesting is, like,
legal practice.
On Twitter, like, this ADOS crowd is the other side of that coin. Like, you have a lot of these Black people who, like you said, are ensnared by this anti-immigration wave.
Definitely.
That are like, Kamala's not Black.
Yes.
Therefore she does not represent our community.
Yes.
And then she shouldn't run for president. Like, she's not going to be my president.
Right.
Yeah.
And then embedded to that is so much, like, misogynoir, toxic message.
But what Kamala did to respond to that, right, was powerful, because what Kamala did.
What she do? Eat a beef patty and just
No. She actually called Dr. Umar and offered him $10,000 so he could interview her.
Yo, it's like, when did a lie stop, my nigga? Like, first you were Frederick Douglass' descendant, all right? And then you were building this fucking school that's never got better. So you just pocketed all that money.
Yes.
Right?
We have
and then no one asked you about being celibate. You got caught up with a stripper,
right?
On your T-Pain. We're not mad at you.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And now Kamala allegedly offers you 10 racks. Like, she
via text message.
Via text message.
Yes.
Show the receipts, my nigga.
Somebody said, like, he got a 1 a.m. text message talking about $10,000 from Kamala. And he thought it was real. Like, you didn't think you were being scammed, my dude?
Come on.
You think Kamala, like, he doesn't even have a platform. Like, what is he? You're gonna interview her on Instagram Live? I mean, come on, bro. Kamala raised $500 million. Like, in this last month. You think come on, man?
No, but I do want to go back, because I do for ADA, which is like for people
ADOS,
are basically descendants of enslaved American descendants of slaves. There is this reality that America loves Black people, but they hate Black Americans.
Yes.
And they will prefer to platform Black immigrants over Black Americans, right? Because you need that labor force to exploit and to capitalize.
Oh, you're on fire today.
And so there is anger, bigotry, but under all of that, it's like hurt and pain.
Yes.
And so a lot of times our community gets exploited by so many people who profit off of that hurt and pain and promise people, oh, if you say this thing, believe in this religion, take this class, you'll get all these rights restored to you. And at the end of the day, our government has failed us.
Yes.
Point blank period. When we look at why Black people are dying because of COVID-19, because of medical racism, our communities did not trust doctors. Our communities still fail from medical malpractice. Our communities still are underdiagnosed in some areas, overdiagnosed in some areas. Our communities are most likely getting diagnosed at stage 3 and stage 4. Like here in Pittsburgh, we have a slew of Black women who are battling various types of cancers, and each of them have been telling their stories, and each of them have said that they had to fight to get diagnostic treatment and diagnostic testing to be diagnosed with cancer, to then fight for a treatment. So when we're looking at why Black people are in so much hurt and pain and disarray, I don't want us to give the impression that it's Black people's fault for picking different strategies to fight out against white supremacy. Now, Dr. Umar is not my champion.
Yes.
He is not someone.
I heard you got removed from one of his conferences.
That was not what the witnesses would have said. But I do want people to understand that's why so many Black people are get wrapped up in cults, where we think about, the Jones and his,
Jonestown?
Jonestown and all of that. Those are Black people who were promised equity and equality and the ability to create on their own and be themselves, right? So we have this legacy of Black people being harmed for wanting freedom, but also Black people being killed for wanting freedom as well. And as we're trying to define like what our future and reality is, of course it's going to hurt when you see someone who is speaking for your community but doesn't have the connection to your community as you would like. And there are people who, like a Warnock, who are Black Americans, right? But who sometimes move away from speaking about being a Black American and that Black American experience because, again, they have to be a senator for everyone and everybody.
Right.
And so there is this tensions that we have within our communities. But again, I love the diaspora wars because it's like fun to do a quick little TikTok, like whose food is better. Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, we're all one community and one people. And I know we love to say we're people of the global majority.
We should move like that.
But we have to recognize that pain, that hurt that's within our communities and how we engage, because there are also Black immigrants who are exploited. Yes. We also know Black immigrants are the first who are deported as well, and overwhelming in ICE custody. Absolutely. So like we're all facing, the pressure of white supremacy, no matter how our Blackness shows up. Yeah.
Meanwhile, while I guess Kamala and Dr. Umar maybe or may
Please
not
stop.
Speak to what's funny. It's funny because he shared the text message and it's clearly spam. Like it's clearly not somebody from Kamala's team. And it's like, you believe, like again, it calls you to question, like, you believe this?
This is why he says hip hop is the worst thing.
Yes.
Black
And
community.
that's a whole different, I have a whole nother take on how his commentary actually exposes him, but that's another show. Meanwhile,
could you imagine white people's minds when they see a conversation with Umar and Kamala?
How would that benefit her? I mean, come on, man. But anyway, meanwhile, Donald Trump is hosting the January 6th Awards Gala.
I wonder what they're gonna like. Are they gonna have? They're gonna have an award for the best shit on the wall.
Are they gonna have that rapper guy's music playing in the background? Talking about free
largest defecation, largest wall defecation.
Free him till it's backwards.
Most felonies. Who got the most felonies? Bro, who broke the most windows? Like who assaulted the most police officers? You assaulted 17 cops.
What are the trophies gonna look like?
I don't know. Right. It says January 6th. It says, and this is according to Newsweek. Oh wow, the trophies are,
or the bison hat. What was it? The shaman?
No, or maybe a gold plated like zip tie.
Someone. What? Maybe they'll have like a race to see who can build a Gala fast for Mike Pence. You know what I mean?
That is kind of funny.
That's crazy.
So it says the January 6th Award Gala is due to be hosted at Donald Trump's New Jersey Golf Resort, and the former president is listed as an invited guest speaker along with Mayor Rudy Giuliani.
Of course.
It says one former president branded it absolutely horrid and accused Trump of glorifying violence. It says the gala is being organized by Stand in the Gap, a group formed to support January 6 defendants and their families during their time in incarceration. Again, like when we do groups like that, we're always radical and shut up and you did the crime, you did the time, and there's no bias in the justice system. And then as soon as some white people that are on videotape, beating officers, right?
Shitting on the walls.
Breaking into places, feet on Congress people's desks. Then it's, oh no, they're patriots. Yes, they were mishandled. They were, it says an unforgettable evening to honor and celebrate the 20 defendants who contributed to the powerful Justice for All song. And I guess they have a song.
Cultural organizing.
Justice for all, asterisk, except if you're black and brown.
Yeah.
And this is why I thought I had a conversation with my friends who's like conservative, is like the January 6th movement should have been a criminal justice reform movement, right?
Right. You said this all the time.
If Republicans were not racist and anti-black.
They have a January 6th choir.
Jesus
Republicans,
what the fuck?
We're not racist and anti-black. They would have used this moment to really reform, and not even be abolitionists. They would have used this moment to like reform prisons, make sure prisons were cleaner and nicer, better food, better quality of life programs, better job training. All of these things, would increase, all these local jails. Nada. Nothing, because they are racist, anti-black bastards who care only for themselves and don't want to change people's lives for the better.
I am forwarding you for this song.
No.
The Justice for All
we should not platform
choir. You don't, Miracle, you don't want to hear this?
No.
I have to at this point. The fact that what did they like?
I cannot with you.
4 years later, I'm still surprised that just like they walked home or they went home after they shit on the walls without wiping.
Are the words
like that's still that is sending me?
I need to see the words. Like, what are does Genius have the words to the January 6th Justice for All song?
The J6 choir.
Can we play this?
Can we just do like the middle part?
That's the problem. Oh, they just lyrics. Hold on.
Not the military part. Okay. That's just.
Oh, is it just the Pledge of Allegiance? Is that it?
I don't know.
I told you go to the middle of the song.
Yeah. Fast forward to the middle.
Because they don't sound good.
Yeah, this isn't.
To the Republic.
Oh, that's Trump. Okay. Skip over him.
The fact that you needed auto-tune for that is crazy.
Well, wait. They're not. They're singing the Star Spangled. What? How is that Justice for All?
That's their choir.
One nation, under God.
This video is crazy.
Yeah, you can just kill this. Isn't that plagiarism? Like, I thought they came up with obvious. Why would I think they came up with an original song? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not coming up with original protests. Like, why would I think you come up with an original song? That was my bad. But so yeah, they're honoring the January 6th. It says the gala will function as a fundraiser to provide much needed assistance to the January 6th defenders. Yeah. And it says they're honoring the defendants who have shown incredible courage and sacrifice.
What? This is like having a Nazi sympathizer ball, like an Auschwitz ball.
1,000%, yeah.
Like, what if one of them become like Muslim in prison? Do you think
one of them join a nation?
What if they
do they stab themselves? I mean, what do they do?
What if do they convert? Like, I'm just saying. What happens if they do like prison conversion?
It says those attending the event have the opportunity to win a signed custom platinum plaque commemorating the Justice for All song. Now, you know damn well that song ain't go platinum. You know damn well. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, again, man, will Donald Trump show up? I guess. I don't know.
Earth, man. I hate
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it is weird. It could have been a criminal justice moment, particularly because remember, Donald Trump did the First Step Act, and he could have leaned into this. But it is this idea that there's this growing quote unquote anti-white racism that a lot of these Republicans and MAGA folks leaning into, that they're being mistreated because they're white And again, it goes into this idea that this black woman now could become president of the United States, that it's, you know, it's bothering them. It's upsetting them. And this is why we kind of got to prepare. As much as we're doing like voter outreach work, we kind of got to prepare for the white lash, right? The possibility, because as this thing keeps going, and if like Kamala smashes Trump at a debate and it's looking bad, we know that they respond with violence. I mean, we know what it is. And so we do have to be prepared for that possibility. I don't think there's, we do have, do y'all want to talk about JD Vance trying to buy donuts?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
JD Vance.
Fire the comms. This is a setup.
Yeah. He thought he was him. He thought he
had the drip.
He thought he ate. Yeah. Walked into a donut shop.
The 3 chipmunks in a human suit called JD Vance walked
in Georgia, and it was probably the most awkward exchange. Does he talk to people? It is amazing. Oh, go ahead.
Good.
Come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here. Yes, sir. Yeah. Looks like is everybody else in here? All right, one of the few. Okay.
This is just wild.
Only this black woman?
Let's see. We're going to get, how many people, Nick, how many donuts do we need to get? I would get a couple
Just
donuts, a couple donuts. Okay.
Failure of comms, because technically when you do these visits,
right, yeah. You can pause it. Your
comms team, your security team is supposed to scout out the places. You're supposed to find a place that you like.
Yes.
You're supposed to
have people in there that are excited to talk to you, maybe, that know who you are.
You're supposed to.
He should have went into a furniture store.
Oh,
shit. Wow.
Hey, yo. He goes,
wait. I know accounts hate to see him come.
Yo, I said that before, but yes. JD Vance going to Siemens Furniture?
They'll have to run in and get like plastic to cover the couches. Cover the couches. Like JD American Psycho. It's funny. He kind of reminds you of American Psycho guy.
He's like Norman Bates, or not Norman Bates.
Whatever the American Psycho guy's name is, he's a reminder of that.
Why can't I think of his name?
Is it not Norman?
Patrick Bateman.
Patrick Bateman. There we go. Patrick Bateman. Yeah.
But you're people are supposed to prep the workers.
Yes.
People are supposed to there walk in like hi. It's not supposed to be like this dry one where everybody's like, "What the hell are you doing here?
Yes.
Who am I talking to?" You're supposed to have a line of people because it's supposed to be like this is a thriving business. You have a line of people come in.
Yes.
He walks in. He greets everybody's hand.
Yes.
And then it's like, "Oh my God, let me order."
Right.
And it was just like awkward. And the girl was like, I don't want to be on camera.
Yes.
Like you let people know you're coming so everybody can look nice and get a haircut.
And no
whatever.
This is the thing, like, but also, Miracle, I think like you should have a candidate that like when they come in, they like that they have like a charisma about them, right?
Well, I didn't pick him.
That they're coming in and saying like, yo, like, I mean, literally he comes in and he like sucks the charisma out of the room.
Well, maybe Farouk can give him some tips.
You have some tips for him, Farouk?
He has some tips for furniture.
Yeah, I'm about to say, man.
Do you have a tip for JD Vance?
Please.
Jesus Christ. That's where we're going? All right, we'll see everybody next week. It's been This Week in White Supremacy. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
You know what they should have did? They should have had JD Vance pull up to like a Planned Parenthood meeting and all those people come with the cups.
Please
wow.
That's what they should have done. That's what they should have done.
Yeah, I just
Don't bring that back into
you're
my
right
memory.
about comms, Miracle, but it's just like every time we see JD Vance, he just is worse and worse. I mean, it's just like
he's not.
And when Trump loses, he's going to take the blame.
Yeah,
I mean, Trump
he
is
has
going
to be the only. Trump must know he's going to lose, and therefore he can just place the whole blame on JD Vance.
He is going to put it all on JD Vance.
Listen,
all of it.
I wonder if they're going to come for JD Vance like they did Mike Pence then.
Oh wow, yeah, they probably building this Gala right now.
The most unprecedented election season.
Yes, nothing like
we have no idea who's going to be on the ballot become November.
Nothing like
stuff could. We'd be like, okay, well, we got a new person.
Yeah,
Trump could drop out and be like, you know what, I don't have to take this anymore and go to like Russia or Saudi Arabia, because technically he's still supposed to be sentenced next month, right?
He is supposed to be sentenced next month as well. Yes.
Yeah.
What are we going to do if he gets incarcerated next month?
I mean,
because technically on a felony, You're supposed to be like automatically incarcerated if you get a sense of incarceration.
And he doesn't have one felony.
He got 34.
He has 34 felonies. So again, all of this, you're right, Miracle. This is an unprecedented time. We've never seen anything unfold like this. Like you said, we've never seen a president just drop out, pass it to the vice president. Now all this stuff is going on. It is a wild.
What if like Biden doesn't make it until November?
Which is a possibility.
Is already the president. So the one we do that, it's like there are so many different factors of things like happening.
Yes,
like we don't even know what's going on in the world.
You know what? Well, you know what this nigga took serious.
What?
Couch, nigga, fuck.
I feel like take that off.
That's his remix. That's the JD Vance. They need to do that like the Michelle did. Fuck yo, couch, nigga.
He gave that like a completely new meaning.
Whole new meaning.
Listen,
whole new meaning.
Just like a JD Vance meme on a Rick James body.
Oh my
Fuck
God.
your couch, nigga.
I hope Dave Chappelle like makes us like do not.
No, I'm sure Dave
Use
Chappelle
my
probably
drop.
screaming on this shit.
Oh
man.
my
He's
God.
probably dying.
So with that being, I don't think we have anything else. We have our white pages today, which is Deborah G. Plant of Greed and Glory in Pursuit of Freedom for All. If you want to understand the current issues surrounding race, social justice, and inequality, you have to read Deborah Plant's book of Greed and Glory. Plant understands the issues surrounding race unfolding before us in America now that are deeply rooted in the legacy of the African American past. And so if you want to up your intelligence game, definitely of Greed and Glory. Again, we have, we had some, we're not going to get into our blackmail, you know what I'm saying? But
no, because you keep threatening me with his blackmail.
No. Somebody
he has like
said,
a glisten in his eye.
People love you, Miracle.
He has somebody
People
has
love
said
you.
something disrespectful
No.
because he has a glisten in his eye and he's like, let me do this blackmail this guy, and he's been like holding it on for like 3 weeks.
It just says coolest commentary by the crew of This Week in White. Wake up, crew of This Week in White. But again, it's just, we're not going to get into that. But if you would like to send us love and support or critique, and you have some issues with some of the things we say, you can go to info@onehood.org. That's info@1hood. And folks have been buying a lot of One Hood merchandise, which has been pretty dope. So if you want to support the organization by getting t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, beanies, you can also go to onehood.org and go under merchandise, or we also have One Hood Power. And they have merchandise as well.
Can I give Miracle the compliment I was going to?
Oh, yes. Give Miracle the compliment.
So I was with a friend of mine. We went out to dinner. I haven't seen her in a long time. She's from Japan, and she's in the States for a little bit of time. And she was telling me about how much she loves watching the show because of your insight.
Yes.
So all the way in Nippon, you have a fan base in Japan. So she's like, because American politics is like big time entertainment in Japan.
Yes.
So them streaming our show in Japan is largely in part to Mugshot Miracle.
We should go to Japan. That's all I heard. I want some overrides.
Yeah. So she was like, make sure you tell Miracle I said hi on the air.
Can we go to Japan? I would love, fly me out.
If they invite us, but we would have to be invited. Yes.
I'm a Sagittarius. You can always invite me. I will come. I will be there.
Got you.
Also, if you are 18 to 25 years old and you have thoughts about this election, we are doing listening sessions. We pay $150 for your time. Go online to our website or look up Project Heard.
Yes.
We'll put the link in the caption and apply to be one of our people. This is a nonpartisan, so you can be team whoever, team no one ever. And if you're 18 to 25, please sign up and come out to our listening session that we are hosting soon. And I feel like we have one more week of Fridays on Deck.
Yes. Our last week, September 6th, will be our final Fridays on Deck. But shout out to all the community folks that came together for our huge kind of back to school Friday on Deck. The Kingsley Association kind of led those efforts. That was really cool. And we have one more. But we're going to be doing a lot of events. And September 10th, we plan on hosting a debate watch party where we're going to have food and special guests and then a live recording afterwards of this show, This Week in White Supremacy, immediately following the debate on September 10th. It's going to be a time that'll be here in the Black Box. You will have fun.
And I also want to say that we're, getting our election night watch stuff down. I pitched all of us being live and matching This Week in White Supremacy pajamas, and I was swiftly voted down.
Yeah, it's a dumb idea.
So if you would like us for an election
Did you say
night,
she was low IQ, Farouk?
to be in matching pajamas, I also need you to write comments on social media and send us an email, because I think it would be fun and different for election night watch.
All one hood pajamaed up.
We're not allowed to drink, so I can't get my Don Lemon on and be like the bubbly.
Drunk Miracle on the podcast would be amazing.
That would be fun.
Amazing.
Hey, like, this is the ramen. You have been fired. We're bringing your illegal vices to our show.
That is hilarious.
But, yes. So yeah, but just if you like it, I feel like that'd be fun. It's gonna be a late night anyway.
It's gonna be a late night.
It's gonna be a late night or a very early night, depending on how we go.
Yes. So, final words.
Turn up, have fun. It's gonna be a good week. Fight Mercury retrograde. We have like 2.5 more weeks of Mercury retrograde.
Yes,
it's actually over tomorrow.
Oh, praise the Lord!
Oh, okay.
I've been struggling.
Yeah.
We're
so close.
Yes. Trouble.
Never lose sight.
Never lose sight. Farouk.
Yeah, you know how crows kind of have that sheen to their feathers?
I did not, but what about it?
So we see crows as black, but other animals see them as like rainbows.
Oh.
Interesting. So they're like the pride of the bird family.
Did you know that a group of crows is also called a murder?
I didn't know that.
There you go.
Thank you.
Free Melly.
This is
free YNW Melly. Come on.
Should we free
up the man? Yo, I love YNW.
I mean,
listen, allegedly.
As we wrap,
crows. Okay, got it.
We were at a protest and we passed the jail. And somebody was like, free them all. This one guy was like, no, leave some there.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Leave the January 6 people there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Free everybody else.
So it's kind of funny, but yeah.
It's been This Week in White Supremacy. Peace. One hood, y'all.